Hi guys, and welcome back to the Brick Bin. My name is Dennis, and it's been a couple days. It's actually been about 4 days since I did the last video about the Skeleton MOC. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, what happened to it? Am I still working on it? And the answer is yes, I am. But you have to be 13 or older to watch. No, I'm just kidding. Bree and I will do a video talking about the new regulations set by the FTC and YouTube, and how that's going to affect our channel, unfortunately. But today I want to talk to you guys about the MOC and what I've been doing with it. So when I left you guys last, the only thing that I had done is what you see in white, and all the new stuff is what I did in blue, which was completing the lower abdomen and doing a little bit finishing work as far as the tiles go. And then if I move over, you'll actually be able to see, well, really everything I've done. But this second half that I started to do, which was, oh my goodness, I am everywhere. So it is everything in blue is what I had done, and including this area right here, which is just lowering this part of the abdomen down one stud, in turn giving it a more finished look, I believe. Same with down here. I did the exact same thing just to bring it in and keep it consistent throughout the build. And I've built the entire lower part of the abdomen here, and the lower part of the spine. I was really happy with how this turned out, and I ended up just going ahead and doing the, I guess what would be the pelvis here of the skeleton, and extending the backbone right here. And inside of that backbone, you actually can't see, is this build right here, which has a Technic pin going all the way through it for added support. And then down here is a Technic square that you can't really see too well. Let me see if I can get you a better look at that. Goodness, maybe not. But the point is it's built strong, built so this single column right here can support the whole rest of the build. And I'm not 100% sure, I won't be, on how strong that is until I build it, you know, in real life. But theoretically, it should work for me. Like I said, hopefully it works out. I don't know. It took me a minute just to figure out how I was going to do the arm socket. Basically what I ended up coming up with was this area right here. And I think this is what I will be going with. But then after I figured that out, I started to design the arm around it, and it was kind of a mess, honestly. I didn't like how it turned out the first time, so I completely rebuilt the entire arm. I actually have what I have now right here, of course, the little skeleton on top. He's my buddy throughout this whole build. But you can see the, I don't know, the arm of the skeleton. The shape is there. The shape was not there before, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to get the roundness of it. And these hands were, I had originally built different, and then I ended up going with this design. And in this, I was really having trouble. I had built it around the socket. Obviously, in this design, as it is, it will not work with that socket, just because the studs are orientated this way rather than, you know, straight up and down. So I'm going to have to figure that out today by the end of the video. Alright, so I think I figured out how I'm going to get this joint to sit in the middle of that. And basically what I did was take a couple of Technic plates that are orientated in the same way as the white pieces there, and they'll fit in there. And I might even use like a white 1x8 clean across, just for added strength, because the only part that you'll see is the end right there. But so after I did that, I had used these gray 1x2s with the pin to orientate the studs back upright how they should be. And in doing that, I created a 2x4 surface to place that, And then you can see the pins that run through there, along with 1x2 Technic bricks there. And that should just sit right in there, okay? And then I'll build around it to create the strength that I need to support the arm. So I'm really happy with that. So I actually didn't realize this at first, but in solving the issue of how to get this to sit in there and orientate, you know, straight up and down with the studs running this way, I solved another issue, which was the strength, the integrity of this hand here. I say that and a piece falls off. But because the only thing holding this area on is that single Technic pin, well, the way that this is set up is that I'll have that hole in the middle to where I'll be able to have this Technic pin, of course it falls over again, this Technic pin that runs right through there, go all the way up, because all of this will not be visible in the end product, to go straight through this. So this will actually end up being that much stronger in the end. And I'm really happy with that also. I'm gonna have to try it out, but I think we are in business. So there it is for you guys revised. Now I'm sure it will still go through a couple more revisions, especially once I get it on the digital designer, but I'm pretty happy with that, and I can actually shake this now and not have it fall off there. So I'm pretty happy with that, and this MOC isn't going to go through anything more strenuous than that. So I'm pretty happy, and I will update you guys when I have something to show you.
Alright guys, it's a new day, and I'll explain why in a minute within the same video. But last time I left you, I was working on the skeleton arm in Studio, and I've finished that. But the reason it's a completely new day is because that stuff takes time, and everything previous in the video I started to film Thursday night, and it was kind of late, so I knew I wasn't going to end up uploading that content that night. But then Friday morning I actually had to work, so there was a long day, and so by the time I got home I was exhausted. I had still a lot to do on Studio, so I went ahead and finished the skeleton arm, and then it was still too late to upload, so I'm just now uploading today. So anytime you do anything in Studio, it's gonna take some time, mainly because it's well, for the size of this, each arm is like 324 pieces, I want to say, and so it's like building a 324 piece set without instructions on a computer twice, because there's two arms, right and left. So you can imagine it does take a little bit of time, not to mention I don't really have that much time to begin with, so I apologize for the length of the video and length of time it's taken me to get you guys an update, but I hope you guys enjoy.
Alright, so here's the arm, guys, in all of its glory. Like I said, it's 324 pieces, I want to say. Yeah, 324 parts. It takes some time to build this because there are so many parts. It's not like I have instructions for this. I have a minimal basic design that I've built in real life that I want to do, and the rest is all in my head. So I have to build it and also make some tweaks as I go along in my design, because some things just don't work how you thought they would. For example, right in here where these curved pieces meet, I had to do a little bit of tweaking there just to make sure that it all fits how it needs to in the main model. But here it is, guys. I'm actually really happy with how I was able to capture the roundness in the arms. I knew that was going to be a challenge from the beginning, along with keeping the studs on the outside to a minimum. I might also end up, you guys can see these studs on the, I guess what would be the hand pieces on either side. I might end up doing like tiles over those just for a more finished look, and I have done that throughout the rest of the build, so it would make sense to keep that consistent instead of the studs exposed. There was something else that I wanted to mention. Oh, I know what it was. So I actually made the mistake of getting the proportions of the hands incorrect. And what I mean by that is, so here's the hand, in real life that I built out. And I really liked that design and the shape and everything. And I had originally based that off of the top of the skeleton head, which would be a standard stud scaled up in Lego. The only issue is, and this was a very simple overlook on my part, is that the hand is actually larger than the stud in Lego. And what I mean by that is, on a standard minifigure, the hand will fit or be the same size as the standard stud. So when you have a piece like that, the hand will actually fit inside of that circle as a stud would. But with the skeleton, it is just slightly larger. And this is the newer style skeleton, so I don't know if the older style isn't the same. But that hand does not fit in there. It kind of looks like it does, but it doesn't. In fact, let me see if I can get you guys a side-by-side on that. As you can see, the skeleton's hand, the outside of it, the inside is the same of course, but the outside diameter of it is just slightly larger than the standard minifigure hand. Meaning that it's larger, that's all it means. So what I ended up coming up with to fix that was just an upscaled version of that hand. And this might seem like really big, but I think in overall it will match the size of the skeleton better. So like if I put these side by side, this seems appropriate for the size of the skeleton head. Whereas before, and like how I was able to see in this model, and that's what's really cool about this, is I can completely build this before I order the parts for it, and then realize that the hands are too small. So when I put this up, that hand just seems a little bit small to me, and it is really when you look at the proportions. So this will actually get redesigned, but I wanted to show you guys I mean, this is pretty much finished, is where I'm at. The only issue is that the hands need a little bit of altering, which is no big deal. I'll take care of that. In the next video, I will show you the result where I do the last step, which is his legs, which I'm really excited for that. And I decided to hold off on ordering any parts through Bricklink until the very end after I have it all designed on here, just because it makes more sense financially. That way I can order all of the parts together, keep the shipping together, and it should bring the cost of the overall build down, I hope, because this is going to be relatively expensive. Alright guys, I just wanted to leave you with a little look at what the arms will look like on the skeleton. I'm pretty happy with the length, as they are proportional to the minifigure scale size, extending past the pelvis there. The only thing I'm not happy with is the size of the hands. That's going to be altered, of course. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like while you can, because this might be considered kids content one day. I'm not sure. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Until the next time, bye.